Hello and welcome back to the She is Courageous podcast. All right, so we're halfway through the year, okay, and I've talked about it a bit, but I haven't really gone into it. And yet I've been doing quite a lot of work with the members in the She is Courageous Collective on goals for the second half. Like, we have a goal setting session every single month, because don't we all have goals, but don't we all also not do an awful lot about really clearly thinking about what are my goals, what do I need to do, how am I going to get there, what does that actually look like? Like, goal setting is always seen as a really boring thing to do. And I think people hide from it, because if I don't set goals, then I can't be annoyed or frustrated at myself for not getting there, right? But if I'm very conscious that I'm a UK girl in Dubai. So if I had a pound, a dollar, a dirham for every time someone has said to me in the last few weeks, I cannot believe it's July already, I can't believe we're halfway through the year, I'd have a nice little pot of money, let me tell you. So I thought today I'd bring it back into some really practical stuff. And I am very simply going to talk about how to achieve goals in 5 simple steps. Because here's what happens, right? We're halfway through the year. We do these goal setting sessions. I say this all the time with the collective, that I hold these goal setting sessions and I can get people really fired up. So we go one of 2 ways, okay? We get really fired up, like, that's it, I'm really going to hit this big goal this time, I'm going to make it happen. Or we get overwhelmed, start spiraling, and kind of just push things to one side. And with the half year mark already passed, I'm hearing both those things happening. I'm hearing people going, right, there's 6 months to go. I'm absolutely determined this is the year. I am going to hit that big goal. I'm really going to map out how am I going to make that happen. I've still got 6 months. Or others going, I've only got 6 months left. I'm already running out of time. And I've even heard people starting to say to themselves, maybe I should just wait till next year. Now, I've not heard many people say that, but as time goes on over the next couple of months, I guarantee that will be the next thing people start saying. Before we know it, it's going to be September. We're going to be coming back to that final quarter, and there will be people starting to say to themselves, talking themselves out of things and going, well, another year, haven't achieved it, maybe I'll wait till next year. So wherever you are, this episode is for you, because achieving goals, it's not about finding more time or becoming more disciplined. It is about having some really simple steps and the right mindset to follow through. So I'm going to give you really simply 5 steps to get things done. Whether it's something you want to launch, whether it's a revenue goal you want to go for. This is going to sound quite broad because this is for any goal you want, okay? 5 simple steps. These are the key to goal setting. This is basically what I say every single month in the She is Courageous Collective. I just do it in different words so they don't think that I just rock up and repeat the same stuff every single month, sorry. But if you have a goal and you want to really make it happen this year, follow these 5 steps. I swear to God, you will make more progress than you have done. So I'm not going to, I'm not going to waffle around here. I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to tell you the 5 steps. Ready? You might want a pen and paper for this one. If you do, press pause, get a pen and paper. Go. So, first step, get really clear on why it matters to you. If you set a goal, it has to matter to you. I say this all the time, right? I see too many people setting goals because they think they should, or because someone else says it's a good idea, or because everybody else on Instagram is setting that goal. If you do not have a reason why this goal matters to you, I can promise you now you're not going to achieve it. Because we don't do anything that doesn't actually matter to us. And yes, I know we self-sabotage, but we self-sabotage because something matters to us, and actually what matters to us matters more than the goal does. What I mean by that is it matters more to protect ourselves. It matters more to not be embarrassed than it does to get the goal. So get really clear on why this goal matters to you. Don't just set the goal, connect to it. Ask yourself, why? Why does this goal matter to me? What changes if I achieve it? What difference will this make? In fact, ask yourself, what's at stake if I don't achieve it? What's the consequence if I don't achieve this goal? Because if your reason isn't strong enough to keep you going, if your reason isn't strong enough to face into the tough stuff, you will not do it. It's not the right goal. If you do not know why this goal matters to you, let go of the goal. It's not a goal, okay? So the first thing is to get really clear on why this goal matters to you. Now, the second thing is really simply break it down smaller than you think you need to. Now, one of the number one mistakes people make is actually they don't set goals, they write to-do lists. You don't write a to-do list until you've got an absolutely clear goal and you're very clear why it matters to you. But then the second reason people don't achieve goals is because actually their goals are too overwhelming, because they're really big, okay? They feel really big in our minds. And that's great to have vision, but you also need small, manageable steps. So all those people, I'm often holding people back from the how, okay? So start with why, not how, why. Now you can go to how, but you need to make it really small, manageable steps. If it feels too big, it is too big. If it feels too small, great, there's no reason not to do it. And this is the steps, not the goal, okay? So ask yourself now, so if you've got a big goal, right, ask yourself, what would the first step of success look like in the next 30 days? And what are the really small steps I need to take to get me to there? Now we call them micro actions. What are the micro actions that will move me forward? What one thing could I do in 15 minutes that would make me move forward, that would actually make a difference? Small wins build momentum, and it's momentum, get your teeth in, Shelley, it's momentum that builds results. Okay, so break it down smaller than you think you need to. The smaller the better, because then it becomes a no-brainer action. Third step, accountability. Now, I often talk about this in that accountability is about having something outside of you that helps you stick with what you've said. Now, not everyone thrives on public declarations, so I'm not saying go and put it on stories or go and tell me in the collective. Not everyone likes a spreadsheet, but everybody needs support. So I want you to think about what kind of accountability keeps you going. It might be someone you really trust. It might be public. So, sometimes you see people doing like fitness journeys and they share their journey online because actually that public accountability keeps them going. It might be you have a really safe environment where you can check in or you can share what you're up to. It might be that you have a coach or you need something of the above. So what kind of accountability keeps you going? Who can you check in with at least weekly? Friend, coach, mentor, community. Accountability is the absolute key to achieving. Because if we don't have any accountability, then there's no reason to not do it. I hope that makes sense. So step 3, building accountability. Step 4. I probably should put this at the beginning, but you know what? It comes at this point, because actually if we can get really clear why this matters, and then we break it down, and then we build in accountability, shit gets real. And this is where we need to, step 4, expect the mindset wobbles and be ready for them. This is where so many people get caught out. They're fine with the doing, right? They plan all the doing, but not the thinking that's going to come along with it. Now, you may have heard me say before, right? Let's just remember mindset, okay? What you think drives how you feel. What you feel drives what you do. What you do gets you your results, or doesn't if you don't do it. Most people think, I just need to do something differently and I'll get a different result. Yes, you do, but you will not do something differently if you're not thinking differently. So in the first 3 steps, I've said, get really clear why this matters to you. Break it down. Get really clear on the small steps to get there. Get really clear on who can help you with accountability. Now I'm saying, all right, you've done all the thinking and the planning and the prepping, but actually, have you done the thinking? Every meaningful goal will bring up fear, resistance, imposter syndrome, all of the things, all right, all of the labels. Shall I tell you why? Because it's new. Because goals are meant to stretch us. So you're about to step out of your comfort zone. You're about to step into something new, step up to something new, whatever the right words are for you. So plan the thinking, plan the mindset wobbles. You probably already know what always trips you up. Are you someone that gets to a certain stage and every time this happens? What is it? What is the this? What beliefs or stories might come up that will hold you back from taking the actions? What's already coming up while you're listening to this? What already came up when you start to think about your goals? And then what can you tell yourself? What thoughts would be more helpful when those stories show up? The mindset wobbles are going to come. I will never pretend they don't. I still get mindset wobbles, but I'm ready for them. I see them quicker and I know how to navigate them. Now, we've all heard progress isn't about perfection, but it is about navigating the mindset wobbles that come up, giving yourself compassion, but committing to working through and moving on. Now I'm going to go back to accountability. This is why it's so important. If you do not have someone that supports you from an accountability perspective, accountability is not just about taking the action. I mean, it is, but it isn't, because it's about the step before. It's about having that accountability to face into what stops you taking the action. I'm going to just remind you now, if you need some level of accountability and you don't have that, take a look at the She is Courageous Collective. This is exactly what that community is brilliant for. I mean, yes, you get access to me, but quite frankly, the community are incredible at supporting one another. So expect those mindset wobbles. Let me go back through those first 4. First and foremost, get really clear on why this goal matters to you. What is in it for you? What difference will it make? What will happen if you don't do it? Step 2, break it down smaller than you think you need to. Step 3, build in accountability that actually works for you. Step 4, get ready for those mindset wobbles because they're coming. So prepare for them. Get ahead of them. Ask yourself now, what always trips me up? What beliefs or stories do I keep stepping into? And then finally, the 5th step is track the progress, not just the finish line. Achieving the goal is not just about achieving the goal. It's about every step you take towards the goal. We forget how far we've come because we're so focused on what's left to do. Motivation comes from evidence. Confidence comes from evidence. It's courage that gets us moving, that builds the confidence, that builds the motivation, that keeps us moving. Celebrate every single step you take. Celebrate every uncomfortable action you take. Celebrate every time you show up when you don't want to. Celebrate every time you hold yourself to that accountability. If you do not acknowledge it, your brain won't register it as a success. And then you just feel like you're behind, even when you're not. So, 5 steps, 5 really simple steps to achieving your goals, whatever your goals are. You don't need a new planner, you don't need a new notebook, you don't need more time, you simply need to focus, get honest, and work with your mindset. So, with a little under 6 months to go, what's the goal that still matters to you the most this year? And what's one thing that you can work on in the next 30 days that will get you closer? Now, if you do want help mapping this out, if you want a hand working through these 5 steps, every single month in the She is Courageous Collective, we have a goal setting and goal getting session. Because we don't just set goals, we set the steps in place to get the goals too. The link is in the show notes as always. Community for accountability, structure for goal setting, support to make it happen. Or drop me a DM and let me know, where are you struggling the most with your goals right now? You can still make 2025 count. Acknowledge what you've already achieved, but get really clear what you want to achieve and use those 5 steps and you might just do it.